And know that positive words lead to all positive actions, reality change. We all young bosses, and we will not stop until we all hook from our past until the people understand that we are all great, and we all living better through a GOGI Life. We gotta claim responsibility for all that we do in this life.
When did GOGI get here? 2015. 2015. What's a little bit of the history?
GOGI came in and joined with the peace group, and then basically it started from there in 2015, and it's been lasting ever since, going good, going strong, still going.
And how have some of you gotten involved in GOGI? What was your first exposure to GOGI?
My first exposure is my cellie, which is Mr. Dixon. When I first came here in 2016, he was involved with it real heavily, and he introduced me to a book, and then from there it just took off. So I liked what I saw in it, and I thought it was something I needed in my life.
I got introduced to GOGI through my brother, Mr. Sakal, because I was fresh out of the SHU and didn't have no real direction. So he told me a little rundown about GOGI, and I put it in my life, and I live by the GOGI law.
My exposure was actually you. You came to my cell and you explained that other inmates created it, and that.
Were you the one I said get up out of that bed and grab
Yes,
the book?
yes. That was you. So you told me how good of a program it was, and I took the book. No, you wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
My experience was Mr. Chinda right here. He came and slid some books under my cell, and he told me to just read it. I didn't want to believe him. I didn't think, I'm like, this is not going to help me. He said it would. So I actually looked through it and started doing the tools, and it actually helped me out. So ever since then, I've been doing all the books. So it really did help me out, and I thank him every day for it.
Well, my exposure to GOGI was through a counselor. And he introduced me to GOGI, and at first I really thought it was kind of corny, but kind of helped me out. It really helped me out. It motivated me to do right.
My exposure was with Keith Hampton. I just saw a drastic change in his lifestyle, and I wanted to be a part of it, man. He'd both from Long Beach, and he'd be a beautiful asset to the community as well.
My first experience was my cellie Baker. You know what I'm saying? We've been knowing each other for a long time and been in different prisons, and I seen how motivated he was in doing it, and being that I know him, so I got involved into it and just took off from there, and I enjoyed it and changed my life.
My first experience was Mr. Dixon. He came out of my room and gave me the first assignment on the big book, How to GOGI, and I just been GOGIing ever since.
Indianapolis, he's a leader. Since I moved into his cell, he's been helping me out with GOGI, and that's changed me to a better man.
I introduced to GOGI because I find the GOGI book in the trash because it's a Spanish book. So the first of all, I don't want to get into it because I'm not good reading English, but as soon as I see it in Spanish, I mean, like, I get a little bit tension, like, oh, wow, this is in Spanish. So I find it in the trash, I start reading it, and like, I find that works for me. So.
Yeah, habla español.
Okay, yo encontré el libro en la basura porque era en español. No lo quería agarrar, pero cuando lo empecé a leer miré que era interesante y tenía unas herramientas que me usé y que sí que me gustaron y sí puedo utilizar en mi vida diaria.
Gracias.
My introduction to GOGI was when you first appeared, 2015. We were doing a peace group, and you brought this new, I don't want to say program, but this new idea to A-Yard, and we were all receptive to it. We all wanted to participate, and we've been doing it since 2015. A-Yard, Pelican Bay State Prison.
Yeah. Very, very different than how Bay was not too long ago.
Exactly, yeah. So we it's made a big difference. Things are changing, going a different direction. And I'm proud of all these guys because we're all doing it together. And it can only happen with all of us.
Built a beautiful community of leaders here.
Till we all hook from them, passing to the people, understand that we are all great and we all living better through
this, like he said, I don't want to say program, but through this culture, through this GOGI family, we've learned to control our emotions, to not act and think impulsively, and really just come to the knowledge of that we're in control of ourselves. And that in and of itself, we control everything else. Being the boss of our brains, we're the boss of our whole identity and whole person. And that's being the boss of our actions, our thinking, our positive words, positive thoughts, positive actions, and bringing that back to the community. Who better than to help rebuild the same communities that we once destroyed or were the problem in? So for me, and I believe everybody else here, like, that's one of the biggest things with this program, and that's what we want people out there to know, that, you know, having been part of the problem, who better than to be part of the solution? And we genuinely and sincerely want to be that solution. And thanks to GOGI, we are.
Who else has a comment on that? Who wants to piggyback on what he just said? Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a natural transition. Once you've made it to the lowest point that you can in life, I think it's important for you to take that history and that knowledge that you gained and use it to wise the domes of the people that you meet out there in the streets that's going through the same thing.
Why is that more credible than a textbook or what mom and dad might say? Why would you be more of a solution than a teacher who can't keep her kids quiet, or a mother that has 2 jobs just to put food on the table?
That step, you know, it's important. And GOGI is the toolbox that we need. You can't use a hammer for everything.
No.
You know, we need the wrench for some things. We need to be able to, you know, tighten the screws. And at the end of the day, I think that with the GOGI tools, it's also a toolbox, and we can go in and use what needs to be done for those children. You know, it's about the kids. That's what's gonna
like you said, having been them kids, like I know a lot of us coming up in here, like when they come and introduce programs and other things, that'd be one of the main things I always said, like how this person's never experienced none of the experiences that I went through none of the trials I went through, yet they're telling me how to bring myself up out of that. But through GOGI, it's created a platform for us, giving us the tools that we can be that person that we was always seeking. We went through them experiences, we lived that life, and you know, it might be misguided at first, because the youth are going to see that, like they were once this, but we got their attention. And then we can turn that attention to a positive and give them the same tools that we were equipped with so they can help others. It's like a pay it forward.
For me, ultimate freedom is the ability to give back to my community when I'm given that opportunity. When I'm giving back, you know, I have struggled with addictions. I was a drug addict for a few years, and I've seen the dark side of drugs and my addiction. I've seen that my life was unmanageable at many points in my life, but through using ultimate freedom and being able to give back and mentors and inspire others to get off drugs or get off their criminal thinking, in a way it kind of keeps me on a sober path. It keeps me sober, it keeps me grounded, and by me giving back, I'm not just giving back to the community, I'm really giving back to myself and making sure that I stand firm in my journey. And that's what ultimate freedom means to me.
Awesome.
Ultimate freedom, what it means to me is understanding who I am, understanding the struggles that I've been through, and knowing that I am of service to our community, because we have to be like Sakal was saying earlier, we have to be a solution to the problems that's going on in society now. So with these GOGI tools, it helps us give testimony with our life experiences in order to make change in the lives of our youth, because they need us. So like just providing myself, investing in myself, my experience in the education that I received from the rest of my GOGI Leaders, you know, I can put one foot in front of the other and make a change in life.
Pelican Bay actually made you a better person than you once was. So if it wasn't for Pelican Bay, I probably would be in danger to your child. I probably endanger your child. But now Pelican Bay helped me become this man that I am today. That's going to help you probably with your baby.
Yeah.
I mean, a simple introduction. I think it's important for us to know the people that are actually in our communities, you know, and everybody has their issues. So putting all our cards on the table and letting you know my journey, it adds to the humanity. I'm a human being, you know. I didn't start out like this, you know. But at the end of the day, it took, I have a well-evolved understanding about life because of what I went through. And I know I can help people in many different areas of life. You know, I've been able to look at it from the outside looking in, and being able to having that observation, I can be able to step in where I'm needed.
Yeah, and let's hear from the back row. Is that why most of your families, when you get on the phone with them, they're asking you for advice? You know, is that why? Because you have this wisdom? Talk to me about the service that you're providing to family members now. Speak to that for a second.
I think the family members now ask for advice based on the things we go through in here. If you can make it in here, you can make it out there. Based on a lot of people go through a lot in here, and I think the temptations and the pressure in here is greater than the pressures out there, even though in here we don't have rent to pay, we ain't got to worry about insurance. But out there, once you get the input and the comfort from a person that's in here that's living it and doing it, it's like, okay, well, I can accept what this person is telling me better than someone that's next door to me based on he's in the same position I'm in, except for another different address. So with somebody behind the wall, I think our attitudes and, how can I say it, I probably was basically to sum it up to say someone in here would have a better understanding of life being incarcerated because you've been in here and you had time to think. Because out there you don't have time to think, to sit back and analyze the situation. And in here, that's all you got is time.
I think out there it's more easy to basically run away from or try to get away from the situation. When in here, you gotta face it head on. So I mean, that in and of itself should show the resilience and drive we got to be better people, because we can't escape the situation, no matter what, it's in your face. So, and out there, like, you know, I believe that it's easier for you to find some escapes, and not all them escapes are good escapes, but really personally, when is any escape good? You should just deal with it and face it. And you know, with GOGI, we got the tools to do that.
With GOGI, I think we are lucky to come through this prison, right, and get involved in this GOGI. Because the struggles they go out there, they go through out there, we was out there, we was going through the same struggles. But now we ran into the solutions of how to handle our problems and our struggles and get over it in the most positive way we can by coming to GOGI. And I think by us experiencing this GOGI transformations, we help them by enlightening them with the tools that we learned from GOGI. And I think that'll brighten them up a little bit.
I think it's not only that we're here, but also the fact that the adversity that it took to get here, right? So a lot of our families, they know that we've been through a lot, and maybe at some point they lost hope in us, but then they see now that we're more mature, we're calming down, we're older, and the fact that we survived a lot of mental battles, you know, like solitary confinement, being in the hole, and just dealing with these walls. So considering that we have these tools, these solutions that we could apply to our daily life, because they're not asking you for advice on how to pay your taxes, or they're not asking you for advice on a job interview. It's more like little situations that they run into that they have a hard time coping with, and considering that you might have went through the same situation survived it under these circumstances and the pressures that come with prison, then you might have the solution to the problem.
Beautiful.
Our community may have us labeled as worst of the worst, but it is us that have made this change to GOGI. We are now taking responsibility. We claim responsibility for our actions. We are now bosses of our brand, and I want to apologize to my community.
I want to apologize for being part of the problem, destroying destroying all the love that Stockton really has. It's kind of like a gift, and a curse at the same time, because although I did some good, I did a lot of wrong. So using these GOGI tools, it has helped me become a giver instead of a taker, a lover of life instead of a hate for life. I just want to, I want to apologize. That's the most sincere thing that I can say. Apologize.
Community know that GOGI has transformed me in a huge way. It has simplified my daily living and make it easy for me to deal with problems and overcome it and make good decisions, rather than making bad decisions that end up in trouble. That I once was in their shoes, and instead of representing the city and failing the city, I want to help the upcomers and the young adults in U-turns and outreach programs, even schools with juveniles, to preach this GOGI lifestyle, the culture, because it's simple. It's our normal ways of being, but we tend to go away from it and forgot about it, just for the influence of our environment and our surroundings. And I want to change that or help in any way that I can.
Beautiful.
To tell my community, I became a better person now through this GOGI program. I learned how to be the boss of my brain, control my emotions, my thinking. When I get out, I'm not that same kid no more. I'm a better person. I'm gonna help build it and not break it.
Right on.
I just want to say, if you believe in second chances, and everybody should have a second chance, regardless of what you've done, where you come from. Second chances give a person a second chance to right. It's wrong. Me, I'm not the same person I was yesterday nor 30 years ago. So I'm asking for a second chance to be your neighbor, to be your friend or whatever, and you don't have to worry about me breaking in your house or stealing your car and none of that. Them was years ago that I used to think like that and do stuff like that, but now I just want to be a human and a free citizen to get back out there to have a second chance at life.
Well, what I want to tell the community is that I'm sure there's stigmas associated with prisoners, and not only just prisoners, but Pelican Bay in general, as far as the worst of the worst and all that crap that they talk about. I just want y'all to know we're in here actually making a difference. We're changing for the better, and it's cultures like GOGI that have taught us the better way. So we're nothing to be afraid of. We're not that stigma. We're not that they put out there or that they portray. We're the positive force, and we're coming home. That's
Beautiful.
it.
Well, I want to say in my community, especially in the streets, don't wait to be in jail to use GOGI, right? They try to do it now outside, because I'm pretty sure if I got GOGI tools in the street, I'm not being in jail right now. That's only what I say.
To my community out there, especially the youngsters who thinks that it's too late for them, it's not. I've been incarcerated since I was a juvenile myself, and although it did take me a minute to change, I got to thank GOGI for that. GOGI, using all the tools, allowed me to change. So anybody out there, the youngsters out there, it's not too late for you guys. Just pick up a GOGI book, you'll change.
GOGI is our way of life, our culture, our identity. Talking to the community and speaking to our neighbors, we can be an asset to our neighbors and not a liability. by the things that we evolved from. We always broken into a million pieces, and we're putting ourselves back together piece by piece. This liberation that we have at this time and this morning is a great opportunity for us. So all of us reach out to the public out there and let them know we need a chance. We need an opportunity to be successful. And if you give us that chance, we're going to be able to do that. We all been in dark places, and each one of us helped bring each other out. And we did it on our own, some of us, and some of us did it with other people. But the leadership that y'all have the support that y'all have given us for our kids and our wives and our children, man, we're proud of y'all, and we thank y'all. We thank GOGI for being the way of life for us.
To my community, first of all, I would like to apologize for all the damage and the painful cost to you guys, to my mom. But I'm proud to say that learning about this new culture that I'm accepting in my life is helping me out to change and become a better man. And that's it. Thank you for that.
Awesome. Great.
My name's Jose. I'd like to say to the community that we are not our past, but we will be their future. I'd like to touch on what Daryl said earlier about how GOGI came to the peace group in 2015. We were already changing. We were already looking for ways to change since back then, looking for solutions. That's what the peace group was, to conflict resolution, to have more peace in the prisons, so that we can have more programs, family visits for lifers, more educational programs, so people can have a better possibility at parole. And that's when GOGI came in, and we were already looking for ways to solve things. And then with the GOGI tools, that's exactly what we needed to be able to resolve problems and conflict and have a more peaceful environment. And at one time, Pelican Bay was the worst of the worst. It was not designed as a program yard. It was a last stop, final destination for program failures. Now we got the most programs. We're the role models for all the other prisons. And we use the GOGI and we use the tools. Every time we start a new curriculum, we either use it for like substance abuse, conflict resolution, and basically you can use it for anything. And that's what makes it so effective. And if we were able to stop violence and change the culture of the prison that was the worst of the worst, nobody thought could ever be changed, then you can imagine what we can do in the communities. So that's all I got to say. All these men here are real smart thinkers, and they will make a big difference out there.
I would like to let my community know not to cast judgment on me based on my mistakes. Thanks to GOGI, I became a better person, a better thinker, and I believe I can be a productive, positive role model out there to the youth and teenagers at risk, thanks to this new GOGI program. Thank you.
I would like my community to know that GOGI has helped me put my life in perspective, and today I'm a more educated man. I view the world different now. I have different standards, and I've learned the value of life, and I'm ready to get back out there and give back to the community.
First and foremost, I'd like to apologize to my victim's family. I have no excuses for my behavior, only explanations. And I also want to apologize to my community for terrorizing it when I was 19 years old. I also want my community to know that I'm not the same person I was 37 years ago. As you can see, I'm a lot older, older than most of these people in here. I want to assure them that I would be a good neighbor. They can trust in me. I'm a different person, a man of integrity. And I want them to know that GOGI has made a difference in my life. And for all the youngsters out there, things are changing. I want to be part of that change. I want to make a difference. I believe I can. And I'm waiting. I'm waiting to be part of the solution. Thank you, GOGI.
to my community, I would like to say that I left my community in a negative situation, but now because of GOGI, it changed my life, and I think I can give back to the community in a positive way through the GOGI tools, the 12 tools, and hopefully I'll be a better person out there.
Mi nombre es Felipe y a mi comunidad quiero decirles que con GOGI soy una mejor persona y quisiera estar afuera para poder ayudarlos a todos y que no se preocupen, que el prisionero que salga de Pelican Bay va a ayudar mucho a la comunidad. Gracias.
To my community, I want to say I hope you guys can see the change and growth in me. It's been a long time. I can't wait to get back out to you guys and show that the time that I spent in Pelican Bay and throughout my incarceration, that I've been doing things to change my life and to better myself, and I hope you guys can see that. Thank you.
What I want the community to know is that with GOGI in my life, I've been able to actually grow and become mature. That, just for example, my mom, I was talking to my mom the other day, and my little brother, he's just recently incarcerated, and she's asking me, what do I do? What should I tell him? How do I go about it? And I was telling him, let him know about GOGI, because it changed my life. With GOGI, I've been able to reorganize my life, and I go to college now, I do everything, and it's given me the ability to think straight, to know that I'm the boss of my decisions, that I don't have to rely on my old habits, that I can make those decisions to better myself, and that's all because of GOGI.
I would like to let my community know that GOGI has really helped me transform my life, and through GOGI I can also help the at-risk youth by giving them the proper tools and education within GOGI to help them better themselves, especially the ones that's raised by single moms. And those are the ones, especially the men, that really need help, the boys. So I would try to do that.
Cool. How has GOGI helped you?
It has helped me because I try to get in a lot of programs here at Pelican Bay. You get put on a waiting list, and somebody slid me a book under the door, and ever since then, I've been focused on that. And I don't have to wait on the waiting list. I can just do the work right now.
I want to let the community know just GOGI did help me change. It took me a while, but I'm there and I'm still pushing forward and I'm striving, and I'm letting all these youngsters know that doing wrong, doing bad is not the way. Just stay strong and listen to your family, your parents, stay focused and everything will be all right.
Are you happier now?
Oh yeah, happier and healthier.
Okay. What would you like to tell community?
I can't wait for the second chance to get back out there and just reciprocate everything that I acquired while being in here, and just mentor the youth, which are the future out there. That's pretty much it for right now.
That's good. What's your favorite tool?
Oh, belly breathing.
Why?
Because I'm doing it right now.
I was wondering which tool you were using. I knew you were employing something. You're sweating now?
Yeah. Yeah, belly breathing.
That's your tool.
Yep.
That's your go-to tool when you need it.
Yes,
awesome.
It is.
Great.
I just want to say GOGI has helped me in many ways. One of my tools right now that I like is a 5-second light switch. Back then I used to just have negative thinking. I always want to steal and rob people and all that. Now my 5-second light switch, I just take a step back 5 seconds and I just think about the 5 things. I have positive things set aside now to think about and do instead of the bad things. And I just trying to be out there for my little brother. He just recently got incarcerated too, but he just got out, and my parents, they want me to be out there for him and teach him the right way, because there's no one out there to do that for him. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.
I want my community to know that if we live next to you, you don't have to be worried and be a fear for your life and your kids and your family's life. I want you to be 100% feeling secure about your household and your lifestyle, because we have made bad decisions and made poor choices 2 decades, 3 decades ago, but today we're a better person. We have a different perspective on life. We have a different view of the world now. Today we have learned tools that can help us make positive decisions. We have learned to control our anger. We have learned to control our impulses. and we have learned to act on a positive situation. So I want my community to feel safe if we live next to you. At the same time, I want to use my experience to help make a difference in the world. That was our past, but today we have chose to move on to a different path in our life, and I don't want my community to feel fearful of our presence in the community. And I hope through our actions and our behaviors, and I hope we can prove that to your community, to where you can feel safe having us next to you. So yeah.
When I first came in, somebody told me you could either sit there in the cell and rot, or you could choose to grow. So I chose to grow. I'm getting ready for the streets. You're letting us out. It's a reality. We would appreciate your full support. Everybody's trying to come home. Everybody's trying to be there for their families and enjoy the rest of our lives out there as productive members of society. We have a lot to contribute.
I know I've done a lot to destroy, to contribute to destroying my city, and I want to build it up, you know. I know there's a lot of young people out there that need me and need us, the people that are in here that have extensive lives that we've lived, and it's important for us to use these tools, to be able to apply them by giving them to the next generation. You know, I love my city and I love y'all, and I'll be there soon. You know, love you.
Cool. What would you like to say to community?
To the community. Well, you once tried to wash your hands of me, so I want you to recognize my drive and my resilience first of all, because I had to overcome a lot of adversity to get to being the boss of myself. And me being the boss of myself, and with the drive and resiliency that I got that you might not recognize now, I'm not going to give up to regain your favor, and this time it's going to be in a positive light.
Well, I had my opportunity to go back into the society so I contribute, be a productive member for society. I'm not the same person I was when I first was incarcerated. I've changed, and GOGI has helped me see certain situations differently, and I can use my tools of the body, 5-second light switch when I'm making getting an adverse situation, and I can use that to make positive decisions.
Cool. I would like to tell my community, for once, GOGI has helped me open my eyes to a better place and to know how to be someone that I was, to change myself, better myself, and that's all because of GOGI. Thank you. En español, si no puedo.
En español.
Ok. Yo estoy, lo que estaba escuchando del compañero mío es que la vida nos da segundas oportunidades. Y yo sé que no es el lugar donde yo debo de hablar de libertad, pero yo creo en la libertad de aquí adentro del corazón, que muchos de nosotros allá en la comunidad de afuera tenemos, y la vida nos da la segunda oportunidad de estar aquí, y GOGI es una segunda oportunidad, y especialmente en esta comunidad de aquí tenemos que demostrar esa libertad, y para algún día salir en la comunidad de afuera y demostrar que sí hay segundas oportunidades, y vivir con ejemplo, ser ejemplo para los jóvenes que vienen atrás de nosotros. Es todo.
Beautiful.
I'd like to apologize to my community for how I misrepresented our city, and I let you down, and I stand here today to tell you that I'm not that person I was 18 years ago, that I've grown into something better, grown into something my mother would be proud of, rest her soul, and when I get back out there, I will help. Thank you.
I would like to let my community know by being incarcerated in Pelican Bay State Prison has changed me for the better and made me look at life in a whole different way, and being a part of GOGI made me that way. Thank you.
I would like the community to know that, contrary to belief, we're not the downtrodden, pessimistic animals that people make us out to be. There's some people in here that does change, that do take action and responsibility for their actions that they had, and they sought out for positive things to make them a better person in the future. Unfortunately, us all growing up, we didn't have a lot of these resources that we have now. We just learned them late in our life, and so we're taking advantage of it, and we're becoming different persons. Also, I'd like the community to know that you're not going to hear about it, but there's ex-felons out there that's actually helping the society, helping the community, but you will hear about people who are being a disservice to the community, which is unfair. But I think you should know that there's people that could get out right now and be a service to the community.
I like to tell my community that when I was out there, I was full of negativity throughout the years, and with GOGI, I've been able to.
Skranakoi Ayoki. I'm Johnny, face of GOGI. I'm a Yurok tribal member. I would like to say I've committed myself to this program for 2 years now, a couple years now, and I've achieved a lot. And for a minute there, going through the courts and all that, I kind of lost faith, like man, the system, I feel it's gonna screw me and all this, right? But this program here gave me a little more faith in this, rehabilitate, and that's what I need to focus on. And one of the tools I've been kind of tripping on is reality check. 10 steps forward, 2 steps back, you're still 8 steps ahead. Focus on your wins, not your losses. And I still am kind of kicking myself in the behind on this, the only thing I got to overcome that is a sweat lodge. And I shouldn't have wrong place at the wrong time. I shouldn't have threw 5 years of recovery away. I shouldn't have drank that half gallon of whiskey. I shouldn't have slammed that big old rig full of meth and wrong place, all that, and it's just and I still think, I just should have stuck with what I was doing and not give up just because something went wrong in my life and I just let down my guard and just went with it, But I have faith in rehabilitating, and that's what I have going for me. And I would like to thank all my family and friends out there out in the streets for being involved in my life and supporting me, writing letters, phone calls, and all that. I'll just close with that. Walk loud.
My name's Joey, and what I like to share with the community is that right now at the moment I'm happy. I'm proud of myself because I never got a certificate for anything. And I just want to show everybody out there that you can do it. And it feels good. That's my new drug right there. I feel energized, I feel happy, and I want to keep moving forward. Thank you, Coach Taylor, and thank you, GOGI.
I just want to say to my community, sorry for what I did, and I'm no longer that same person I was in the past. I've learned to take responsibility for my actions. And thanks to GOGI, it's helped me to take those steps that I need to take, and I want to be out there to help the community and the youngsters and let them know that life ain't all that bad, that they don't have to go down that road. And as you can see, there's Pelican Bay inmates here that changed their life, and you can do it without coming in here. And thank you. That's it.
I think you also have something in your pocket that you might want to read to us. Is that true? Would you do that?
Right now?
Yeah, right now.
Oh, wow.
Good a time as any. Put it in a long glass, right?
She's a magician? How does she do that?
She put me in the spot right there. Again, last time it made me dance.
Well, we're going to make you dance. Don't you worry about that.
So I wrote this, started it last night, finished it this morning. Rushed it a little bit, so edit it if I mess up. This is for all you guys. Let's see. Long ago I was told the pen is mightier than the sword. I thought it sounded good, but it was just words. I couldn't understand them, couldn't comprehend them. Brain too slow from lead paint chips, not drugs. It's not that I missed it, just my perspective was programmed by society different. A little twisted, priorities wrong. Caught up in negativity, in the perpetual cycle, like doing the two-step to the same song. Unrealistic people expect overnight change. I took control with boss of my brain. Reality check made me feel human again. I'm not broken. Making mistakes is normal and acceptable. With 10 steps forward, 2 steps back. No hang-ups. The boy got some slack. Change takes time. It gives me room to wander, to dissect books and ponder. What if I'm not my past? What if I could be myself? With the 12 tools, I rule. I take control of my life and emerge with positivity. This might sound outrageous, but this GOGI thing is contagious. In 2015, Coach Taylor came to Pelican Bay and told me she could teach me how to GOGI. I was like, this lady don't know what I've been through. This woman don't know me. 2018, we leading the masses. We got vids on YouTube and Facebook, surprising the skeptical asses. Hardcore quote unquote criminals, said the media, the worst of the worst. They say they couldn't rehabilitate us, but we're doing it ourselves. Created by prisoners, for prisoners. Each one, teach one is our motto. We claim responsibility shaping a better tomorrow. For me, better tomorrow for me, for you, and our children. We teach to let go, to forgive, to meditate, breathing right. Ain't no more just taking flight. Solitary confinement, AdSeg, the shoe, the hole. We survived it all. Pelican Bay, the university of adversity, where scholars, husbands, fathers, brothers, uncles, sons, and soon enough your neighbors. If I could let go and you could let go, then we could start all over again with no labels. We cultivate seeds of possibilities and positivity, seeking for blessings within our mistakes and misfortune. If I fail, I'll try again. If I fall, I'll pick myself up and stand tall. To stand tall by my mistake is 10 and 2, my favorite rule. The GOGI community love is ample. We Pelican Bay GOGI leaders lead by example. Some of you youngsters may think this is a game, may think it sounds lame. Who would have thunk it? Cat, talking about boss of my brain. We proof that it works. Two talking on the yard instead of tripping on some bars. At first, I thought it wouldn't work. But the key is to use the mighty pen and put it to work.
Commitment. May our commitment to the study of GOGI. Grant us the joy. Of giving and receiving. So that our inner freedom. May be a maximum service. To those we love. And infinite others.
We gotta claim responsibility for all that we do in this life. And once we understand this, then we'll gain that ultimate freedom. We gotta claim responsibility for all that we do in this life. And once we understand this, then we'll gain that ultimate freedom. Yeah, okay. Motivated by GOGI, getting out by going in. On the boss of my brain, yeah, on the boss of my brain. Better breathe and meditate, elevate yourself. Everything that you do, gotta elevate yourself. 5-second light switch, old thought, new action. Through GOGI Life, we can make it all happen. What if you make it all the way to the top? And what if your future holds everything that you want? Through positive thoughts, we can manifest it all. Let go, but don't give up. Rip yourself up bad thoughts. And know that positive words lead to all positive actions. challenge, reality check. We all young bosses, and we will not stop until we unhook from our past. Until the people understand that we are all great, and we all living better through GOGI Life. We gotta claim responsibility for all that we do in this life. And once we understand this, then we'll gain that ultimate freedom.